Hey everyone, what's going on? Surprise, surprise, it's just me again. Coming in to talk about last night's playoffs. If you watched the last video, I actually waited this time. It is daylight out clearly. Um, and I've watched all the games, so I am not just looking at a damn stat sheet. So that's progress. But yeah, we have 8 games this time, 4 NBA, 4 NHL. So without further ado, let's get right underway this time. Instead of putting it off and making this video 10 million years long. We're gonna start with the Celtics, exactly where I would like to start. And this is kind of exactly what you expected given the situation. You got no Jimmy Butler on the Heat end and no Terry Rozier, overlooking no Terry Rozier a lot because Jimmy Butler is out. But no, they are missing 2 out of, like, I would say their best 3 scorers. Obviously, Bam Adebayo is still there. You could argue Tyler Hero, I guess. Um, but yeah, Bam, other than Bam, none of them did what they were supposed to do. Bam put up like 20, 25 points. So he did fine. Everyone else, Celtics did whatever the hell they wanted. Jason Tatum got a triple double, his first triple double of his playoff career with the Celtics, and in general, obviously. Yeah, no, that's exactly what we need to see from the Celtics. I don't think there's too much negativity I could say about the Celtics. We started 14-0, and there was one point where we had 57 points off of threes, and they had a total of 59 points. We couldn't miss. I don't really think there's too much to go into with this. This does not change my thoughts on the outcome of the series, which is not a sweep, but damn near 5 or 6 Celtics. Yeah, not too much to say. Very poor game for the Heat all around. Mavericks and Clippers. Now this, um, I mean, it was closer, I guess. I mean, it really wasn't. We're not gonna get to a close NBA game till tonight, which, woo, what a good game. But, anyways, Zubac or Zubac's, I don't know. I've never heard of this guy. I'm telling you, I don't really watch the NBA until this year. Just full disclosure, if you didn't see the last video, I don't really watch it. This is more so about hockey. But I'll do NBA. Why the hell not? It's fun. No one's watching this anyway, so don't see get make an ass of myself. I never heard of this friggin' guy, and this guy was going off for the Clippers. So everyone's focused on Harden, right? Harden, let me see right here. 28 points. A lot of those came in the first half to really create a margin between them and the Mavericks. So everyone's focused on Harden. They had 3 people who scored 20. Paul George, Zubac, and Harden. They had 2 more who scored 13, which is, double digits, which are Westbrook and Mann. Is that Trey Mann? Do I know your name? Terrence Mann. I do not know your name. But I mean, it was scoring all around. But yeah, no, Harden was making the hard shots. He was making some crazy moves there. And obviously, I feel like whenever Harden's in a playoff series, because obviously the Celtics played him in last year with the Sixers. I remember him going off game 1 and then shutting off for the rest of the series. So does this say anything about how the series is going to go in terms of James Harden? No, no, it definitely does not. Um, but great game for him. I love because, like I said, I've just started watching, so I've heard these guys' names for a while. I love to see them play well, just like Durant played well against the Timbies, even though they lost that game. Cool to see KD play well. I wrote, yeah, 15 rebounds for Zubac as well, so that's a double double. Um, Terrence Mann also almost got a double double. He had 9 rebounds as well. So, like I said, dude, we're all sucking hard and dry. But I mean, the whole team came to play. No Kawhi Leonard, no problem, and Kawhi should be back for like game 2 or 3. Like, this is not looking good for the Mavericks. Now, the Mavericks did wake up in the second half. If you stuck around long enough to watch, Kyrie and Luka, did any of them end above 30? Yeah, both of them did. Both of them ended above 30. Luka 33 points and 13 rebounds, double double. Kyrie 31 points. So they did wake up, but like it was just too late. You can't let them get that margin and then decide that you want to come play. So do I think this is disaster mode for the Mavericks? Possibly. And the only reason I say possibly is because Kawhi was not there. I mean, if Kawhi's there, it's just a bloodbath. I mean, if the clip, I'm sorry, if the Mavericks do what they were supposed to do, from the get-go, then sure, they could have won that game. But were they to do that with Kawhi in there, they're not winning that game. So this is bad for the Mavericks. It definitely changes my thoughts on the series that I thought might go to 7. I'm leaning 6 now for the Clippers. Um, if they get one more game where Kawhi doesn't play, even if it's an away game for the Mavericks, I will give the Mavericks that game just because I things happen on certain nights. But yeah, no, I don't. I This was supposed to be the closest series, and this game was not even remotely close. Their center I have written here. Gafford left with injury. I don't know much about that. I just saw his minutes and looked into it, and he got injured. That's pretty much that. So by the way, not laughing at his injury. Don't be an asshole about it. I was just laughing about the way I worded it. Moving on to the next game, the Pacers and the Bucks. This one caught me by surprise. This one definitely changed my output or idea of the series. Holy shit, Damian Lillard! I did not know your game. That was fucking. He was hitting literally everything he put up. Literally everything he was putting up would go in. There were. What was I gonna say? There were a few points where Pat Connaughton I think he hit a 3 and 1 and got a nice assist on Portis Jr. To like start the separation, and then friggin' Dame just comes in and just starts banking shots, and it's unlike there was that one where he got like the double coverage and he got fouled while falling like at the 3 point line and got it and won. I'm not even sure he made the. I think at some point, someone did a crazy and one and missed the free throw, but I don't even care. Just the fact that that happened. I mean, it started like this basically. What was I gonna say? It was Dame versus Siakam and Halliburton. They were answering him, and then they just couldn't keep up. Halliburton, I think he ended up with 9 points, right? He didn't have a very good game. It was 7, 8, 9. So all around, I guess he did all right. Like 7 rebounds, 7, 8, 9. This you know 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 point away from a double or triple double. So, but like that's not what we're expecting from you, Halliburton. We need you to put points on the damn board. Literally, Siakam 36. Siakam 36. Siakam actually outscored Dame because they started doubling Dame in the second half, and Dame didn't get any points. That's what they need to do. So as long as Giannis is out, I think that the Pacers still have a chance to win this series because they figured out what to do in the second half. The problem was the point differential at that point was just way too off the margin. Like there was no way they were winning that game. So, do they have a chance as long as Giannis doesn't come back? Yes, because obviously you cannot double Dame if Giannis is there. You are doubling Giannis, and you are leaving Dame with a one-man coverage. So they are screwed if Giannis comes back. Which shouldn't I don't think that's gonna happen, but at least not for the first round. Obviously, the only time it's gonna matter to the Pacers, at least. Um, but yeah, I mean, Lillard was making an insane shot. I don't think he's gonna do that every game. If he does, God help the Celtics. Celtics fan. But yeah, that was a crazy performance. I think that the Pacers did end up figuring it out. They did outscore the Bucks in the entirety of the second half, by I think over 10. So they the Bucks had a better game. Like I mean, there's no denying that. But what I'm trying to say, I guess, is like it wasn't like the Heat game where the Heat just were not there the entire game. Sure, they had a better fourth quarter. We had given up at that point. The Pacers hadn't really given up, and the Bucks hadn't really given up as they advanced through the game. So because I'm talking the third quarter, the Pacers were better than the Bucks. But I think that's all I have to say about that. Let me just double check. Yeah, Halliburton was shut down. Halliburton needs to be better. Siakam needs to. Yeah, the Pacers also from three couldn't hit anything in the first half of the game, and then close to the end of the first half, and then the second half they were decent at three. So it was just not going their way. Honestly, they can be better. They have a lot more potential than what they showed in the first half, and that showed in the second half. But they're gonna have to do what they did in the second half in terms of defending Lillard because that was they're not gonna win games giving up letting Lillard make those kind of shots. And now, what we actually want to talk about in terms of basketball, at least me. Holy shit! So Pelicans fan, by the way, And I can't even be mad. I can't even be mad. I think if I recall, they were tied in points. Um, tied in points at the end of the first and the second, 17 and 26, 17 and 26. How close this game compared to every other game ended. The Thunder won by 2 points. It was the Pelicans had a final possession. CJ McCollum took a three. If he got that three, 95 to 94, the Pelicans win it. I'm sorry, the Thunder would have a couple seconds, I think, left on the clock, maybe like 1.5 or something. That was an awesome game. I'm really glad I caught the end of that game. I did end up watching the whole thing. Obviously, that's why I'm talking about it. Chet Holmgren, double double. A lot better game off the stat sheet than on. If you're looking at the stat sheet, you see Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with 28 points. And this is no disrespect to him because he had an amazing game as well. But Chet Holmgren, holy shit. I did not expect this from him. I think he was a rookie this year. Yeah, I'm pretty goddamn sure. 21, yeah. Playoff debut, obviously, in that case. He looked like he knew what he was doing out there. He had this insane block on Larry Nance Jr. in order to with like a minute left in order to keep the lead and then force it down the court. He did miss one of the free throws that they fouled him. He did miss one of those, but he made one to make it a 2 point game. So I don't know, dude. Holmgren, and he was also hitting the important shots as well. Some of the shots he were making was really good. So, like I said, he only did get 15 points. What's this guy's first name? Jalen Williams did outscore him. He wasn't the top scorers, but he looked absolutely unbelievable out there. And in terms of the Pelicans, the whole team looked really, really good. So I was really glad with what I saw from the Pelicans. Trey Murphy, 21. CJ McCollum, 20. Valanciunas 20 rebounds. Holy shit. And 13 points. So that's a double-double for Valanciunas. The guy that I wish showed up a little more was Brandon Ingram. Ingram didn't do too much. He had 12 points and 6 rebounds. We're going to need more from you if Zion's hurt. The Pelicans' size was what really stuck out to me this game. Their depth and their size, because Nance was getting in there, Trey Murphy was getting in there. Alvarado from three was really nice, but when it came down to it, it was the size. And I didn't even mention Valanciunas in that, getting 20 friggin' rebounds. And like, I don't know. I think that the Pelicans match up well. If Zion was in this game, would they have won? I don't know. I don't know how that all would work. I tell you what, though, I think they would have just because it was a 2 point game. Um, Zion will be back reevaluated, I'm sorry, on May 1st, which is next Tuesday. So I'll see you next Tuesday. That's so stupid. But I liked what I saw from the Pelicans. I understand they're down 0-1 in the series. Who isn't from an away team in either of the leagues? Unfortunately, kind of I don't want to say predictable, but the favorite is winning every freaking game. But yeah, no, I am not at all disappointed in the Pelicans going down 0-1. I'm glad they're just in the playoffs. Obviously, that play-in was very, very scary for the guys, especially when Zion got hurt after scoring 40. God damn it. But yeah, do I have anything else about yeah, McCollum was shooting good. Holmgren, Ingram needs to be better. Uh, yeah, easily the best game so far. Perfect. All right, on to hockey. Now this is where I know what I'm talking about. Let's go. Lightning and Florida started it. That was a disappointing game for the Tampa Bay Lightning. So disappointing. They looked bad. They couldn't get the puck out of their own zone while they were down one. Like, like they couldn't get a shot. I couldn't tell you right now anyone on the Lightning who looked good. I will say this though. I did call the Brandon Hagel getting the first goal of the series or of the for the Lightning, of course, because I think who scored before that? I think Reinhardt scored a power play goal. Um, Called it, but yeah, no. I mean, and people were shitting on Duke or not Duclair, Dumba for giving up one of the goals, and it's like, dude. Dumba had 10 hits. They're like, oh, what a bad trade. Okay, he messed up. Guy had 10 hits. He was the only one executing physicality for Tampa consistently, other than maybe like Nick Paul and Darren Radish. Okay, you're talking about the Florida Panthers. There's only one player on the Florida Panthers who had less than two hits, and that was Gustav Forsling. I'm telling you, dude. Every one of the Panthers was hitting everyone. Kucherov had a target on his back. The Panthers have because back in the day, I feel like what was I gonna say? Before the Chuck trade, the Panthers were less of a physical team. I mean, they were always kind of physical, but they were more of like a sharpshooter, like fancy play type team. Now they get you with their physicality. They tire you out and overcome you in the third, and that's exactly what happened. It was a 1-1 game through the first two periods, and then in the third, they scored within the first minute. So yeah, it was a decent game all across for the Panthers. No one really stood out. Exactly who you thought would score the goals scored the goals. It was Reinhart. It was Tkachuk was the empty netter, and shit. I am sorry, third goal scorer. I know you are a very elite player though. It was Carter Verhaeghe. Shoulda remembered that because he kind of effed me up. Bobrovsky was not tested. Vasilevsky looked really good. Bobrovsky was not really tested. In the end, in the like final like 2 minutes when they pulled the goalie way too early and to chuck out the empty netter, Bobrovsky looked great. He did allow a Stamkos one timer, but who the hell doesn't allow every other Stamkos one timer? He made a save on another Stamkos one timer before that. The goal was 8 seconds left in the game, so no one really cared. But no, Bob definitely stood on his head when it didn't really matter. So at least he got some highlight reels for himself. But how does it change my outlook on the game? It or on the series? It doesn't really. Tampa's going to come out mad game two. They have the experience and the poise to do so. I think it'll be interesting. I think I took Florida in seven on the no, I took Florida in six on the series. I will stand on that. Take Florida in six. I would rather it be seven because it would be a really fun 7 game series, but not much to take away positively from the Lightning after that game. All right. God, I should have got a water. Capitals and Rangers. I hate Matt Rempe so much. And here's the thing. I know. He's doing his job. His job is to make you hate him. And he's doing it great. Doesn't mean I can't hate him. In fact, he's encouraging me to hate him. He's probably very, very happy that I hate him. He gets the first goal of the series, his first playoff goal, obviously. The fans are cheering when he's on the ice. The fans are cheering when he takes a penalty. You need to knock this man down. And who better to do it in the entire league than Tom Wilson? And what's his name? McIlrath. I don't know his first name. He's new defenseman for the Capitals. He came up from the Hershey Bears. McIlrath. He fought Rempe last year when they were both in the AHL. Take his freaking number. They're not hitting. They're not checking. You are the Washington Capitals. Dude, the Bruins sucked against the Capitals. I have seen the Capitals be physical. That was their whole game back in the day. They aren't doing it. They need to play to their game. And that's the other thing. Why is Ovechkin moving around on the power play? He's been here for 18 years. The same damn thing has worked. I complain about Pastrnak doing the same damn thing on what the shootout because it doesn't work often. It works all the time for 18 years for you, Ovechkin. Why are you changing up what you're doing? Stay in the circle, wait for the one timer. They try to beat you, they will not beat you. That is your game. Stay there. The only Capital I think looked good. I'm sorry, there are two. John Carlson looked great. He had, let me see, ba 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 ba, 5 shots on goal. What Iorio, I think his name was, a defenseman for the Caps, got hurt in the first like minute of his first shift. So Carlson had to. It was they were playing with 5 defensemen. Carlson had to pick up the slack again because obviously Rasmus Sandin is out. Nick Jensen is out. That Edmondson trade looks really bad right now. Maybe the Caps should not have been sellers. I'm sure because Kuznetsov could have helped here. But I think John Carlson had a great game. He has been a very consistent defenseman over his 1,000+ game career. A great guy to have at the blue line, and he just keeps impressing me the more he plays because with age he continues to get better. But he had 5 shots on goal. There was only one forward with more than 2 shots on goal. That was Matt Protas. I think his name's Matt. It was Protas though, and I've said for a while Protas is a really good up and comer. He had six. He had six shots on goal. Ovechkin had zero. One player had two. I forget who it was, but I don't think it was a big player. Maybe it was Oshie. I don't remember. Everyone else had one or none. Capitals. What the hell are you doing? You need to wake up on offense. You need to be more physical. Bad game all around from them. However, let's jump to the Rangers. I think it's very interesting that their second power play unit has Wenberg and Roslovic on, especially Wenberg. I didn't. Maybe I'm just not familiar with Wenberg's game. I don't see him as a player who should be out there on the power play, especially since he was a trade deadline acquisition. You have players on the Rangers who have been there much, much longer and know the system more. I'm not sure if I saw Trocheck on any of those power play. He probably was out there. Maybe not VC though, or Kako. I don't know. I just Gaudreau. I wouldn't put Wenberg on the power play, but I mean, who cares? They won. They won the game. I'm just yeah. This is a big thing. Discipline for both teams. They were taking way too many penalties to begin the game. Obviously, Rempe took the first penalty. Ooh, surprise. What was I gonna say? I remember there was a retaliation penalty from Pacioretty. That was horrible because they already called the penalty on the Rangers and Pacioretty, veteran, been to the links of hell in the playoffs. He is a hardcore veteran, Max Pacioretty. You don't retaliate. You take the power play. Unbelievable. But the Rangers' goals, three of them came in almost, I think, like 2:05. So 2 minutes and 5 second span, they scored three goals. The first one, obviously, like I said, was a Matt Rempe goal. Who got the assist on that? Was it Trocheck? Someone behind the net. It was a very nice goal. Panarin got the next one, and then I think it was Trocheck who got the third. That was a bad one. That was horrible by Lindgren. He just gave up that shot. It was pretty disgusting. But yep, Jacob Trouba, 5 hits, 5 blocks. Lafreniere also had 5 hits. I did not think of Lafreniere as a physical player, but 5 hits. I mean, shit, that's pretty pretty damn physical. So if he, I don't know if he's always been like that. Maybe I just didn't notice. But if he's changing his game to be more physical in the playoffs, good on you, Lafreniere. Um, but yeah, the other interesting thing is I didn't even realize Panarin didn't score. Um, didn't score in the series last year against the Devils. 7 games, no Panarin goals. That's kind of crazy. Correction right here, real quick, by the way. It was a VC goal. Trocheck didn't score that goal. It was VC when Lindgren wasn't ready. It was the Gaudreau line. They were out there for two of the goals. Crazy. And then obviously Chris Kreider got the game was over at that point. It might as well have been an empty netter. I know he did beat Lindgren on it, and it was a pretty gnarly goal. But in terms of like how it mattered to the game, that was an empty netter. But yeah, doesn't really change my output on the game. Rangers in 5, looking more like 4. But this is hockey. Anything happens. A couple lucky bounces. So I will still stick with Rangers in 5. By the way, the predictions I made at the beginning, like in that one video, they still stand permanently. I'm like, so at the end of the day, if I start to predict correctly on these, that's my official predictions. I'm just, what I would change if I was able to, is what I'm saying here. All right, on to the Winnipeg Jets and Colorado Avalanche game. I was, I was rocking that. That game was awesome. So, Avs outshot the Winnipeg Jets in the first 6 minutes, 11-1 before Nichushkin scored. Hellebuck, you need to be drug tested in terms of that. The rest of the game obviously didn't go his way. That was crazy. They were getting some really good chances. The pressure from Colorado was insurmountable until it wasn't. Georgiev, I don't care. You suck. You are a bad goalie. You are not an all-star. You are the reason your team's getting eliminated from the playoffs. You suck. Georgiev is awful. He is horrible. I have thought so for a while. He should never have gone to the All Star game. I cannot believe some of the goals he gave up. That Nemeshnikov goal where he was just behind the net. Why the hell were you behind the net? Nothing on his glove side. The first 4 goals, I'm pretty sure, upper left. You think at one point he'd be like, all right, they know. I gotta start covering that. No, no, fuck that. He didn't do that. Georgiev, zero hockey IQ. This guy sucks. Now that I got that out, it was great for the Winnipeg Jets. So what was who scored the first one? Oh crap! I do know who scored the first one. Nemestikov got the second. Um, I think the most impressive one was Kyle Connor. So Middlestat had the puck behind Georgiev or George. I don't care. Behind Georgiev, Kyle Connor comes in, checks him to get rid of the puck. The puck falls to Velarde's stick. The Pierre-Luc Dubois trade is looking really nice right now, right? Velarde passes through traffic. Josh Manson is on Scheifele, and Scheifele still manages to get the goal. And the look on Scheifele's face says it all. It was awesome. Um, I will say everyone on the Avalanche played pretty dang good hockey, other than Georgiev. Cale Makar, elite, elite game for Cale Makar. When the Avs tried to stage their comeback there, he was the one at the point every single time shooting it in. Um, who was Lehkonen who redirected one of them, and then Cale just got one straight in. I think Cale had 3 points, 2 assists, and 1 goal. Um, but Cale Makar looked really, really good out there. The McKinnon goal, obviously, we were probably going to end up seeing that in game one. McKinnon looked really good. Um, I didn't I don't think I saw too much of Rantanen. It's all right. It's one game. 2 goals for Connor and 2 goals for Adam Lowry. That makes me so happy. Obviously, Adam Lowry, new captain there because Blake Wheeler, who apparently wasn't a very good captain, got kicked off the Ivory Tower. And Adam Lowry, he's been there for a while now. New captain starts the playoffs with 2 goals. Very, very happy for Lowry. Obviously happy for Connor as well. Middlestat got his first playoff goal because he's been stuck in Buffalo. I didn't even need to check. I just, when the hell else would he have scored from Buffalo this whole time? He had never seen playoff action. But yeah, some of the goals Hellebuck let in were kind of unacceptable. I think he ended with a .878 save percentage, something like that. So it wasn't good at all, but it looks way better compared to friggin' Gorgiev, who had like .65 or some crap. It was, oh my God, dude. Oh my. Because, dude, the shots. Colorado got 40 plus shots. That's why I'm saying Colorado looks great. Um, Josh Morrissey had how many block shots? 5 block shots. So Morrissey had 5 block shots, 25 total for the team. The Avs total was 10. So even the shot attempts, there were 25 blocked. So you're talking 60 plus shot attempts compared to maybe 30 for the Jets. So the Jets offense, I want to say they got lucky because a lot of those goals were very, very nice. The Adam Lowry goal where it bounced off all the posts, you weren't sure if it went in or not. That was so cool. I was sitting there with my buddy and we were trying to oh, I see the white between the puck and the line. Great goal. I'm really glad that one went to Lowry. Um, Duhaime was also, I guess, oh yeah, no, like I said, the Avs, I think, played fine other than Georgiev. Duhaime did exactly what they wanted him to do with that trade deadline acquisition. 7 hits. I didn't get too much of a look at Sean Walker, who obviously they also got, or Trennan. I think Trennan got a couple points. Could be wrong. Um, what was I going to say? Obviously, Middlesack got his goal, so the Colorado trade deadline acquisitions look like they were contributing. So I don't think they did poorly there. Let's see. Jets may never get this chance again. Yes, I wrote that in here. I know exactly what that means. They need to handle the puck better. They need better time with possession. They were entirely outplayed by Colorado. Um, and got some. I don't even want to say lucky because the chances that they did have were very very good. But they were lucky that they had those good chances because the puck possession was all Colorado. So very even game, ended 7-6. I don't even think I said that. Now you know. Um, Winnipeg won. Obviously, gets their home, but yeah, that was a terrific game, and I really hope this series goes the distance. I just Georgiev pisses me off, man, because he's the one who's going to make this series unentertaining as shit. I mean, sure, he made this game entertaining because Hellebuck wasn't having the best game, but damn, Georgiev, I don't want to watch you play hockey, dude. Why the hell would I want to watch you play hockey? You suck. Um, and on to the last game, the Predators and the Canucks. This was also a pretty dang good game. Excuse me. Um, I think the start of the game was great. Both teams, Predators limited playoff experience since their finals run. Canucks practically none. They did win a round during the COVID year, but that was their only playoff experience. They pretty much have the same core as that point, with the exception of Bo Horvat out, Elias Lindholm in. Um, but both of them started strong. Saros and Demko. This is going to be a good goalie matchup. They both made great saves. Particularly there was a 2-on-1. I don't know anyone who was on that 2-on-1 other than Bavillier, who got the shot off. Demko, 3-star save. This is at the beginning of the game. You can probably find it pretty easily. Great save by Demko. Go watch it. It was the most impressive save, in my opinion, of the day, in terms of what I saw. Um, but yep. And then Lindholm. Lindholm got the goal. That's great for him. That's great for the team. That and not a deadline acquisition, but a trade acquisition, because it wasn't deadline day. It was like a month before or something like that. Great for him to get that goal. I know he was kind of slow coming into the playoffs. He did score one, but before that he hadn't, if I recall correctly. So good for him to get on the score sheet and give himself some confidence. They definitely what am I gonna say? The Preds definitely did not want to give him that. But the Preds' answer was quick. I think that's the order of goals. I think Lindholm got his first. Jason Zucker tied it up. It was a normal shot. I think what was more impressive was Jankowski and Sisson's screen. They kind of did like a in front of Demko, where one came in from one side, one came in from the other side, and the puck went right through him. It was pretty impressive. It's definitely something that worked on in practice. I can tell you that right now, because it was pretty much right off the face-off as well. So good goal for Zucker, better screens for Sissons and Jankowski, and then the game was pretty even from there on out. Um, what was I gonna say? Yeah, who? Oh, I'm sorry. I think that was the second goal for the Predators. I didn't write down the first. Who got? Oh no, I'm sorry. Ryan O'Reilly did get the second. So O'Reilly showing he still got it. He got the second goal. So now the Predators are up 2-1 in the third. About what 9 minutes into the third, Quinn Hughes from the point scores. 12 seconds later, Dakota Joshua. Holy shit! 12 seconds later. 12 seconds, and they're leading. They were just down. That is playoff hockey. That is amazing. Saros, Ching Hao. No, I'm just kidding. Saros had a terrific game. I think he had a better game than Demko, to be perfectly honest with you. But that sequence was not great for Saros. He let in a ripper from Quinn Hughes, and then perfectly slot pass. Who passed it to Joshua? Do I have that here? Connor Garland assist should be framed. Yes, it should. Connor Garland behind the net. He has been an underrated player for the Canucks this year. I think he's going more under because there's so many players this year who are underrated for the Canucks, including Nils Hoglander. He's been extremely underrated. Should have won a seventh player if they did it for more than just the Bruins. You have no idea what I'm talking about unless you're a Bruins fan. But yeah, Dakota Joshua also obviously he got 2 goals because he also got a very long distance empty netter. But yeah, Connor Garland, great. That line, terrific. The depth in the lines, not I don't want to say not so much the players, because like the players are still fantastic, but the line chemistry for the Canucks, all 4 lines is just crazy. It's great. It's not like you got to rely on one line, or you got to move around one player to find who they match up well with. All like 3 people on every line match up very well with each other for the Canucks, more so than any other team, I feel. So yes, I think Dallas and Carolina have more depth, but I feel like the Canucks lines just mesh so well together. And that is going to be extremely dangerous. The Canucks ended up winning 4-2. Like I said, the Dakota Joshua empty netter. I was a little underwhelmed by Pedersen. He did get one really good shot, but they're going to need more of him. JT Miller and Besser were also pretty quiet. I want Besser to have a good series. In terms of the Predators, I think they played fine. It was very even shots. I think the Canucks had 22 and the Preds had 21. If that wasn't the case, I'm pretty sure it was just vice versa. But yeah, this should be a really good series. The goalie battle is going to be crazy. Like I said, I think Saros played better and his team still lost, and it was a goalie battle. So that tells you all you need to know about the series and in particular that game. Tonight, I think we're wrapping up here. Tonight we got what the Bruins game two, Canes game two, Oilers game one, and Stars game one. That'll be pretty exciting. I think the Magic, the Suns have game two. Um, I'm not sure who else, but there's basketball on tonight. Like I said, I pay way more attention to hockey, but I am glad to make a fool of myself and try to talk basketball with you guys, just because I do find it interesting. I just I'm still getting into it, so who knows if I know what I'm talking about. But other than that, yes, sir. I already am having questions on whether or not I'm going to be able to do this tomorrow. I have a very busy day tomorrow, so maybe my streak ends at 2. But that is your review for April 21st playoff games of 2024. Like, comment, subscribe. Hopefully, I'll upload tomorrow and review tonight's games. That being said, go Bruins, and I'll see you then.